Wow. Hear those birds chirping? Such a good day to be alive. You know? We woke up today. Some people didn't. It is what it is. So this morning, I was sent a few screenshots, and I took a look for myself because the internet can be a place where disgruntled employees or like bored people with a lot of time on their hands tend to give their opinion. So basically, I'm going to start off this video by reminding anybody who's watching who doesn't really get the concept that feelings are not facts. Yeah, feelings aren't facts, and basically you can feel however you want to feel, but at the end of the day, there's two sides to a story, and then there's the truth, which we all know, because anger and emotions like sadness, jealousy, envy, lust, all of these wicked emotions, primarily evil, will cause people to lie. And also, what happens is I'm a female, and I was put in a very delicate situation and environment where there was already controversy, turmoil, gossip, sexual harassment, etc. So that obviously affected my emotions because it's just human nature. And sometimes in life, regardless of finances, not always like good looks or good fortune or material possessions that human beings hold so like near and dear to their hearts, because everybody wants to be rich, everybody wants to be good looking, and nobody wants to take accountability for the part that they play in things. So here we are, I just got my coffee, love me some coffee, just fed my dog, I'm chilling, doing my dishes, I want to start off by saying my opinion is that I'm not going to trust the word of another human being, especially when they don't take pride in what they're worth. Sometimes people equate pride to monetary things, what kind of car you drive, or what kind of clothes you wear, and all that, does prove in some way that you're somewhat successful, but we can get money in so many ways. There's so many ways to get money. And I'll just say for me, not everybody that I've known in my life has gotten paid the square way. I've known a couple of people in my life who have done what they had to do to get money or get by, and what happens is people break the law. And for me, at my adult age, I decided I didn't really want that title. Like, I don't want to be known as somebody who intentionally puts people in harm's way, whether it's selling narcotics, whether it's meeting up with certain people to exchange, favors, or just any type of illegal activity, because jail is a very sad, sick place. But I will also say corporations, large corporations like maybe Saker, for example, I don't know. I know that there were some grocery stores in my county and all across, the United States of America, primarily New Jersey, that were owned by Pearl-Mart. Some people pronounce it Perlmutter. And they came in and they bought like over 60 stores. And I think the reason for this is they want to weed out the nonsense. And I'm a firm believer in discipline. And if you want an environment to thrive, whether it's your family, like with your kids, or a work environment, whether it's a very large franchise or a small mom and pop store, there needs to be discipline. There needs to be management who is trained to not only have, organizational skills, but when the business is failing, right? We have to blame the owner and the managers. We cannot blame the workers. And the reason why I wanted to come on live today is social media has allowed older grandmothers and adult women to post memes about Christianity and about humility, yet their behavior is that of a 14, 15, 16-year-old gossiping female in high school who cannot, fit in with the popular kids. And I think some franchises and some organizations, they struggle because they have all different types of people. I'm not talking about color, I'm not talking about religion or political views. I'm talking about personality. And, if you have ever done any type of soul searching or any, digging or any type of not even therapy, but just had any type of curiosity about who you are as a person, who you are as an individual, and what you stand for, then maybe you're familiar with a personality test. I know for me, I've taken one before, and, I took into consideration what the test said. What it all kind of boils down to is this. I am 5'3" and 3/4, 165 pounds. If I'm in a work environment where multiple women and one man, just one man being 6'1", 250, are carrying on, telling me what to do and how to do it, none of which are my boss, and I ask my boss, hey, do you think you can, is there any way you could tell so-and-so not to delegate tasks to me because they're not my boss? I would greatly appreciate it. And when that person throws their hands up in the air and says, and I say to that person, you are the boss, you are my manager, and I would greatly appreciate it if you do something. I finish my day, no manager comes. I clock out, I come in the next day to get my paycheck. The next day being my last day because you know, I'm promoted, I'm leaving this dump. Would it be uncommon to say that for the last 8 weeks, every single person in that department has been miserable, arguing with each other, arguing with customers quietly and calmly, collectively, so that when the manager comes, they just say, oh, we're short-staffed, the line was long. But in actuality, there's a bad apple in the bunch, and it's not me. There were problems before I ever went into the store, and there'll be problems after. And it's funny because, like, I'm really, really good at finding these faults. Like, I'm really good at it. Like, I'm real good at it. And I think it's because I'm so good at my job. Like, and I'm just, you know, the best. That's what the reviews online say. I was gonna actually share them because there wasn't 1, 2, or 3. There were actually 4 people that came forward this morning. 4. Not just 1 or 2, but 4. Who voiced their opinion about the situation I'm speaking on. And you have to wonder, if that many people are seeing fault in a department and that many people are questioning where is the manager, how could it be the employee's fault? What happens is somebody like me becomes a thorn in the manager's side. Not for personal reasons, because outside of work, you know, we might have been the best of friends, but for business reasons. And for me, because I've been involved in a lot of business, a lot of different businesses, okay, same type of business, but a lot of different businesses, I've learned from some of the best, literally, cooks, bosses, waitresses, hostesses, dishwashers, literally. Like, I've worked with Greeks, I've worked with Italians, I've worked with Hispanics. Never have I worked with such lazy slackers who just can't get right. And the reason why they do this is because they feel as long as their head is down and as long as their mouth is shut, that they won't stick out like a sore thumb. However, from a customer's perspective, customers, especially in my area, right? They go to the same store day after day, they see the same workers, they see each other, and they take note of everything and everybody. And somebody like me, okay, pays attention to everything. I pay attention to people's attitude. I pay attention to what they say behind my back to their kids. When their kids accidentally, you know, open their mouth on speakerphone about it. I pay attention to somebody who's been in that environment for a very long period of time and can't understand why it's wrong or how they're deceiving employees into working in a bad environment. But what I also pay attention to is who is in the mix of every single thing that happens. And when I took a look at that, I had realized that there's this woman named Susan Adams who lives, I guess, in my town or my community. She must be a loser because I don't know her. No one I know knows her. But, you know, she's missing all her teeth. She kind of looks like a witch of some sort. And she argues and disrespects the public as if she's some 16 or 17-year-old girl who's got like chiseled abs and like big huge biceps somewhere, who took some type of Muay Thai that can beat up the world. And it's sad, but you know, it's even more sad for somebody like me walking into it who has to deal with her anger, her outbursts, her attitude, her depression, and actually physically be her scapegoat. So basically, you know, I wasn't really raised to be a tattletale. But in this world that we live in, we have to be mindful. We have to be mindful of violence. We have to be mindful of how something might affect us, or how it might affect not only our job, but our mental health, our emotional health. And the conclusion that I've come to is to file a formal complaint and to contact my union rep, because a lot of people are being disrespected by this woman, and for some reason they feel like they need her. So that is what I did. And basically I called a lawyer, because that's what I do nowadays. I'm not going to handle problems and situations on my own, because A, I don't have the time, and B, if you're affecting me to the point where you're disrupting my career, then I have to open my mouth. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to quit or be the type of person to just bow out gracefully or anything like that. I'm going to fight. And when I say fight, I don't mean physical aggression. I mean what's right is right, and I'm going to stand for it. So if your name is Sue Adams, I apologize, but I'm going to have to, you know what I'm saying, file a formal complaint on you, because you're harassing me at this point. And I'm also going to include other individuals in my complaint. I'm not going to name them here on the internet.